And now for the messages of our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent and our Schools Division Superintendent. First in line is our Assistant Superintendent, Ma'am Henrietta Managbanag, to be followed by the messages of Ma'am Sherlita A. Palma and our Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Manuel P. Albanio.
Good morning. Here's the updates from the Office of the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent for this second virtual convergence of education leaders this 14th day of August 2020. So we're happy to inform you that the new Open Doors has already commenced last week, and our on-site performance validation has been going on since last week, and we have the schedule for Area 4. It was last week, August 4 to 6. Then Area 3, last Tuesday and Wednesday, August 11 and 12. For Area 5A, we have August 13 and 14, so it will end up today. And for next week, we have Area 5B for August 18 and 20, and for August 25 and 26, Area 2A. Area 1 will be on August 27 and 28, and for Area 2B, September 1 to 4, 2020. So we request all the PSDSs and the PICs to take note of the schedule, and please do inform all the school heads also and remind them as well. And for our number of candidates for promotion to PSDSs and principal positions, for Area 4, we have 32. For Area 3, we have 30. For Area 5A, we have 36. For Area 5B, we have 36 also. For Area 2A, we have 35. For Area 1, 44. Area 2B, 51. So you would notice that there's no on-site performance validation for our head teachers because we are trying to manage the time since we have so many deliverables for this few months in preparation for our school opening. For the schedule of the evaluative assessment of documents, this will be on September 8 to 11. It's 4 days, and the submission of these documents for evaluative assessment it started last July 27 up to August 20. So the deadline would be next Thursday since August 21 is a holiday, so please be guided. And for the conduct of our virtual behavioral events and review and electronic written examination, it will be on September 15 to 18. And for the submission for our head teacher positions, the submission of the documents for evaluative assessment will be on it started July 20 up to August 20. That is next week. And please be guided with the provisions on Division Memorandum number 294, the algorithms for every position. It's clearly stated there. And our conduct of evaluative assessment will be on September 22 and 23. And we'd like to remind also everyone for adhering the transparency touchstone of new open doors, our evaluative assessment will be on live feed, and our conduct for virtual BEI and written examination will be September 24 and 25. For our master teacher positions, may we remind our PSDCs, our PICs, and our school heads that the submission of their letters of intent will still be on September 21 to 25 since we don't have enough space in our HR to really accommodate all those documents. And the submission of documents for evaluative assessment will be from October 6 to 30. In time also at the same time, the on-site performance validation for those candidates for promotion. And our schedule for the evaluative assessment, we have November 3 to 6, our virtual behavior events interview and electronic written exams will be on November 9 to 12. That's for our new open doors updates. And now for our leadership trends, we just successfully piloted our first episode last July 24 with no less than our regional director and our schools division superintendent, Dr. Romero Aitico and Dr. Manuel P. Albano, respectively. And last week, we had our second episode on DRRM and the revised merit selection plan. And just last Wednesday, we had our third episode on how to conduct virtual Slack and other ICT related events, as well as on the parents orientation conducted in the afternoon of Wednesday. So for September, our Leadership Trends webinar series on technical assistance in the new normal, second week of September, we'll have one topic and it will be on fiscal management to be facilitated. Our resource speaker will be our division accountant, Mr. Dennis Aliado. And for the last week of September, we have our division legal officer, attorney Veronica Valoes, for some legal issues and concerns. So please do look forward for this because these are very sound and timely technical assistance for all of us. For our offline pagbalik, so for elementary, we have already issued 2 batches, and some of these have already been issued with their special orders. And for the secondary level, the first batch has been issued also. And for the senior high, the first batch will be for issue once and release anytime this month. For the Doris Book Pack, our diverse opportunities in reading access. So during our rounds in the on-site performance validation, it is good to note and we'd like to extend our gratitude to all our district leaders, our school leaders for really encouraging and really cultivating a culture of innovation in your districts, in your respective schools. So we have seen the products of our teachers and it's so amazing and it's very noteworthy to know to really inform everyone that we really have an overflowing of talents among our teachers. So this Doris Book Pack is part of the leadership trends under the Leyte Netflix umbrella or the Networks of From It Learning Interactive Exchange. And the very first virtual workshop in our division on video editing will be conducted this September last week. So Trinity Design was already done by some of our resource speakers, a national illustrator, and proposals has already been submitted for approval. Our next steps for this, of course, first is the organization of DepEd Leyte Animate. So we'll level up our Doris Book Pack since our Netflix umbrella is really, it would encompass the 4 key stages. And the second next step would be the launching of the very first virtual IT gallery. Of course, this is in coordination with our division ITO and our Microsoft ambassadors in the division of Leyte. So we have so many beautiful things and initiatives in store for all of you. So please do look forward for this. And with this, before I would say thank you, may I share this quotation. The happiest people don't have the best of everything, but they just make the best of everything that they have. Daghang kayong salamat, maayong buntag natong tanan.
To our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Manuel P. Albano, to the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Henrietta T. Managbanag, CID Chief, Ma'am Felicidad T. Espinosa, SJOD Chief Dr. Rodelia G. Urbino, Education Program Supervisors, Public Schools District Supervisors, Principals in Charge, School Heads both elementary and secondary, all other virtual attendees, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. In this time of pandemic, it really takes a village to educate a child. Strengthened partnerships provide the best avenue in the delivery of basic education services. Each of us is an important element in the attainment of our goal in providing quality education even without physical presence. I know you have exerted extra effort in preparing materials for the opening of classes as well as attending webinars in order to confabulate things not known to you. Our schools division office has extended ample assistance to the schools and districts through the visits of our schools division superintendent, Dr. Manuel P. Albanio, together with his team, and the strategic measures provided by the team of Mr. Rafi Anufer and Dr. Mauricio Catan on the opening of classes. As of the moment, we have an ongoing procurement on the reproduction of modules. The funds has been downloaded to the SDO in 2 tranches. We've utilized the first tranche yet on the aforementioned procurement, while the second tranche procurement shall commence on September 10, 2020, with the hope that the first tranche procurement has been fully delivered on the said date. We have the following timelines on the procurement of the modules. The pre-procurement conference has been conducted last July 27, 29, 2020, and the advertisement posting of invitation to bid in PhilGips was done last July 30, 2020. We have sent out invitation to observers to civil society organizations and COA last August 3, 2020 through email and received by the concerned office. We've also posted in our website and conspicuous places on August 3, 2020 on our procurement activity. We started the issuance of bid docs last July 31, 2020, and a bid bulletin has been issued and has been posted in PhilGips last August 10, 2020, based on our pre-bid conference conducted last August 7, 2020. The bid opening will be conducted on August 19, 2020, in which the bid evaluation shall follow on August 20 to 21, 2020. The post-qualification shall be done on August 24 to 26, 2020, with the issuance of notice of award on August 26, 2020. And the preparation and signing of contract shall be done on August 27, with the notice to proceed on August 28. Assuming that the timeline shall be followed, we are expecting that all modules shall be delivered on September 10. The school leader shall be a critical thinker in these trying times. The ability to think clearly and rationally, understanding the logical connection between ideas, and to engage reflective and independent thinking a leader should possess. Critical decision-making is crucial amid this health crisis. How a leader manages the school despite all odds. The school head should be proactive in all his endeavor, no matter what, just to address our learners' needs on August 24, 2020. There is no backing out on the said date. Truly, the opening of classes commences on the aforementioned date. The school leader shall also consider his budget. He shall be prudent enough to look into the resources available, and with existing partners he could possibly tap in times of scarcity. The school head must have the ability to influence others. Effective leaders don't just command, they inspire, persuade, and encourage. Leaders tap the knowledge and skills of the group, point individuals toward a common goal, and draw out a commitment to achieve results. The leader must possess the 4 key influencing skills, namely organizational intelligence, where a leader must understand how to get things done and embrace the reality of working within organizational politics and important initiatives forward. Second is team promotion. Leaders cut through the noise to authentically but credibly promote themselves while also promoting what's good for the entire organization. The third one is trust building, because leadership often involves guiding people through risk and change. Trust is essential. The fourth one is levering networks. No leader is an island. They are empowered by their connections with others. With that, let me say good luck to all of us on August 24, 2020. Stay safe and healthy. May God bless us all. Thank you.
The future is under no obligation to wait patiently while we are getting ready for it, says John Michael Greer. We have to do something for the education of our learners. Our secretary and our regional director said, education must continue. So we don't stop because of the presence of COVID-19. This pandemic, though it's a challenge, but it gives us opportunity to do better. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for all the efforts exerted to make sure that our opening of classes on August 24 is smooth. I'd like also to greet our co-pilots in the office, Assistant Superintendent Sir Lita Palma, Assistant Superintendent in Rita Managbanag, our Chief Education Supervisors, Mrs. Felicidad Espinosa of the Curriculum Implementation Division, Dr. Rodelia Urbino of the Schools Governance Operations Division, all my colleagues in the Division of Leyte, all education program supervisors, all our public schools district supervisors, our school leaders, and all the men and women who actively participated in this virtual Convergence of Education Leaders. A pleasant morning. Though we are shifting from face-to-face to blended modular distance learning, still our passion to make our education of quality is still there. And I hope your fire will keep on burning, your passion will continue, and will make sure that no child shall be left behind. In the delivery of our blended distance learning modality, we'd like to remind you of a few things that we need to remember. First, we have to make sure that all our school leaders and teachers are capable of delivering distance learning. Then we have to also make sure that all our resources are enough, at least for the first quarter. And please also have an idea of the capacity of our learners on self-learning delivery. And we will also establish para-teachers, home facilitators, or we commission our parents or elder siblings to help us out in the delivery of lessons in the opening of classes up to the end of the school year. And above all, let us not forget that although we are considering as top priority our education for learners, still we have to also consider the health and safety, not only of our learners, but also of our teachers, non-teaching personnel, the parents, or the citizens of the community we serve. And by following the IETF protocols or the guidelines set by the Department of Health, that would help us be safe and healthy. And I'd like to take this opportunity also to express my gratefulness to all the efforts you have exerted to make sure that our opening of classes on August 24 be smooth. And I hope and I pray that the Lord Almighty will bless all our efforts, because after all these things that we have done is for the sake of our learners. Keep safe, everyone. Good luck, good health. God bless us all. Taga Leyte ako, and I'm proud to say that to you.
Good day, everyone. Here are the updates for School Governance and Operations Division. For the Planning Research Unit, public schools enrollment is currently at 95.26% based on target. That's 346,701 enrolled public school learners for this school year. There are still 17,247 unenrolled learners in the public schools. The PRU team had already sought the assistance of the public schools district supervisors and PICs to assist the schools in accounting these unenrolled learners as to their status. A report will be asked from the districts before August 24, tracking these unenrolled learners. 71.37% of the private school enrollment is already met based on target. From their last school year's enrollment of 22,685, the system is currently reporting 16,190 private schools enrollment. The gap of 6,495 is yet to be determined if these learners had already transferred to public schools. The planning team has assisted schools in its planning frames to ensure that they have LCPs that will guide their operations and that their AIPs and APPs have been revised accordingly. The Health and Nutrition Unit ensures that schools are observant of IATF guidelines for its operations. Teachers and staff's health status must be monitored carefully, ensuring their safe and wellness at all times. Your SDO is implementing measures to ensure the safety of everyone. It is of our desire that visiting teachers and school heads to the division office will adhere to our protocols for the benefit of everyone. The Schools Governance Operations Division is asking the help of public schools district supervisors in terms of their readiness to open on August 24. Please ensure that your offices are given a copy of the Provisional Compliance Certificate to offer alternative learning. Let us extend our hands to help so they too will be given assistance, especially in the systems and subsystems they need to have for the smooth opening of classes. Please ensure 100% compliance of the private schools within your district of the items indicated in the Readiness Assessment Checklist. For updates on partnerships, the Schools Division Office, through the Social Mobilization and Networking, would like to inform you of the free airtime we can avail for educational TV, video, and radio-based modalities to be offered in selected areas in Leyte. As of today, we have the following partners: PRTV 12, DYFE, Bombo Radio, and DYDR. Final instructions will be given later as to how the learners will avail of the modality through a memo. We're also happy to inform you that many of our LGU partners are currently supporting our preparations for distance learning. Many LGUs have provided our districts and schools with digital duplicating machines or risograph, photocopying machines, printers, band papers, and printer inks. Our special thanks to Honorable Vicente Ching Veloso and Honorable Ana Veloso Tuazon for the provision of risographs, printers, and papers to all school districts in the 3rd District of Leyte. On the other hand, Save the Children had funded our psychosocial support activities for employees of DepEd. We too will be having psychosocial support activities for the learners as we open the school year. For human resource development, we had continuously updated the field on relevant guidelines pertaining to IPCR. This month, we are expecting that schools will be entering data in the system. Please ensure that the ratings are well verified at the school level before the rating is entered in the system. The HRD had been inviting the field to join the series of webinars related to the implementing measures for the smooth opening of classes on August 24th. The unit is expecting that school heads have already conducted small-scale block sessions related to the modalities given the materials such as lab plans provided to us by NAIOP.
For Youth Formation Division, there are ongoing webinars and activities for student leaders and GPTA on how they too can support the transition to distance learning of schools. They, one with the STO, are finding ways on how the groups under their care can facilitate the new normal in education.
At our end, we are giving our full support through our offered services to ensure that we together can journey in the new normal. This is your Chief Education Supervisor for Schools Governance and Operations Division saying, let's be one united Leyte STO. Stay safe and God bless.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Ito po ang Curriculum Implementation Division Updates. Handa ba tayo para sa school year 2020-2021? Handa na ang DepEd para sa tuloy-tuloy na dekalidad na edukasyon simula sa August 24, 2020. Kaya noong nakaraang Lunes, August 10, 2020, ay nagkaroon ng national kick-off para sa Handang Isip, Handa Bukas program. Kaugnay nito, ang sangay ng Leyte ay nagkaroon ng mga gawain para sa paghahanda ng klase. Isang paghahanda ay ang pagbibigay ng technical assistance sa mga paralan in the implementation of schools' learning continuity plan. Ang gawain ito ay ang pagbibigay ng assistance kaugnay sa pagbubukas ng klase, kasama rito ang ating Senior Education Program Specialist for Planning and Research, Mr. Rafi Aniver, at ang ating dalawang Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, Dr. Sherlita Palma at Dr. Henrietta Managbanag. Kasama rin po namin dito ang ating Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Manuel P. Albanio. Nakiisa rin dito ang ilang mga local government officials na nagbigay ng suporta sa pagbubukas ng klase. Sa ginawang technical assistance, nagpakita ang mga paaralan ng kanilang mga module, learning activity sheets, worksheets na nagpapakita na handa na ang DepEd Leyte sa pagbubukas ng klase sa August 24, 2020. Narito naman po ang ilang mga documents na dapat makita ng mga supervisors kung sila ay magkaroon ng pagkakataong umikot bago buksan ang klase sa August 24, 2020. Learning Continuity Plan with M&E tool and the revised AIP and APP. Cost Analysis. Weekly Home Learning Plan. Teachers Program. Modules, Activity Sheets, Worksheets with Inventory Tool. The Clustering Scheme na gagawin ng mga paaralan. Listahan ng mga learners per modality and those need supplemental lessons. Preparation of learning package scheme. Flowchart on the distribution and retrieval of the learning packages. Disinfection mechanism. Orientation to the parents with the meeting kit. Enrollment tracking for unenrolled learners. MOA with stakeholders if available. Latest enrollment count. Ilan lamang ito sa mga document na dapat ihanda ng mga paaralan. Narito naman po ang mga frequently asked questions kaugnay sa pagbubukas ng klase. Matutuloy ba ang pagbubukas ng klase sa August 24, 2020 kahit walang modules? Matutuloy ang klase sa August 24, 2020 kahit walang modules. Ang gagamitin ay ang sanayang papel or activity sheets or worksheets na ginawa ng mga guro sa bawat paaralan. Ang mga sanayang papel na ito ay dapat MELC-based. Ano ang most essential learning competencies or MELCs? Ito ang mga kasanayang pampagkatuto batay sa K-12 curriculum na pinanatili, pinagsama, tinanggal at inayos na angkop sa napiling learning modality na gagamitin. Ano ang learning modality na gagamitin ng DepEd? Ang DepEd ay gagamit ng Distance Learning Delivery Modalities. Ang Kagawaran ng Edukasyon Division ng Leyte ay gagamit ng Modular Distance Learning Modality, printed at digital. Ito po ay nakapaloob sa DepEd Memorandum CI 2020-00162. Ano ang Distance Blended Learning Modality? Ito po ay pagsama-sama ng subcategories ng distance learning. Ang pagsama-sama ng distance learning modalities, maaari ang mga sumusunod. Ito po lamang ay mga suhestyon. MDL printed video or video. MDL printed, i-blend po natin sa RBI or audio. MDL digital, i-blend po natin sa TV or video. MDL digital, i-blend po natin with RBI or audio. Ito rin po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Kailan darating ang kumpletong sets ng modules? Sa ngayon, wala pang tamang petsa kung kailan darating ang buong set ng modules mula kinder hanggang grade 12. Pero ang LRMS Leyte ay nakapagbigay na ng mga soft copies ng mga available modules. Paano gamitin ang MELCs? Himay-himayin ang mga MELC para sa mga tiyak na kasanayang pampagkatuto. Maaring ulitin ang ilang MELC sa iba pang markahan ng bawat baitang kung kinakailangan sa lalong paglinang nito. Binibigyang laya ang mga guro na makapili ng magkakasamang MELC sa bawat linggo. Ang layunin sa pagpili ng mga MELC ay hindi upang palitan ang kasalukuyang gabay, pang-kurikulum, kundi upang magabayan ang mga guro sa pagtukoy ng mga kasanayang pampagkatuto mas kinakailangan ng mga mag-aaral sa taunang panuruang 2020-2021. Hinihikayat pa rin ang mga guro na sumangguni sa gabay pang-kurikulum. Ano pa ang ibang learning resources na maaaring gamitin maliban sa self-learning modules? Iba pang learning resources na maaaring gamitin, ito po ay ating mga supplementary learning materials, mga aklat, MELCs-aligned teacher-made videos, audio lessons, modules, sanayang papel, interactive e-materials. Ito rin po ay nakapaloob sa DepEd Memorandum CI 2020-00162. Gagawa ba ang mga guro ng DLP at DLL? Ang DLP at DLL ay ginagawa lamang kung mayroong face-to-face. Ibig sabihin, hindi na naaangkop sa ngayon ang paggawa ng DLP at DLL at hindi gagawa nito ang mga guro. Ito po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Ano ang magiging kapalit ng DLL at DLP? Ang Weekly Home Learning Plan o Lingguhang Plano sa Pag-aaral ang pamalit sa DLP at DLL na kinakailangan gawin ng mga guro sa ngayon. Ito po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Ano ang Weekly Home Learning Plan o ang lingguang plano sa pag-aaral? Ito po ay ang mga inaasahang mga gawain ng mga mag-aaral sa buong linggo na kinakailangan gawin ng guro. Ito ay may 4 na bahagi: learning area o ang asignatura, learner tasks o gawain ng pagkatuto, learning competencies, kasanayang pampagkatuto, mode of delivery, paraan sa paghahatid. Ito po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Sino ang gagamit ng Weekly Home Learning Plan? Maliban sa mga mag-aaral at guro, kinakailangan din ito mapabatid sa mga magulang para sa kanilang gabay at kaalaman. Ito po ay nakapaloob rin sa DMCI 2020-00162. Paano malalaman ang pagganap ng mag-aaral? Malalaman ang pagganap o ang performance ng mag-aaral sa pamamagitan ng kanyang mga outputs. Ibig sabihin sa ngayon, portfolio-based tayo. Kapag hindi nagawa ang self-learning modules or ang learner activity sheets ng mag-aaral, kinakailangan makipag-ugnayan na ang tagapayo at ang asignaturang guro sa mag-aaral. Ano ang gagawin sa mga mag-aaral na bumaba ang pagganap? Gagamit ang guro ng individual learning monitoring plan. Dito ipapakita ng guro ang kanyang gagawing intervention or interventions para sa mag-aaral. Maaari pong gamitin ang individual learning monitoring plan hindi lamang sa mga mag-aaral na bumababa ang pagganap, para sa madali ang monitoring sa mga mag-aaral. Ito rin po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Maliban sa guro, sino pa ang maaring makatulong upang may pagpatuloy ang modular distance learning ng mag-aaral? Nirekomend magkaroon ng learning facilitator na maaring kasamahan sa bahay tulad ng magulang, tagapangalaga, kapatid o miyembro ng komunidad na responsableng nakakatanda. Ito po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Sino ang pipili sa magiging home learner facilitator or learning facilitator ng bata? Ang tagapayo ay may kakayahang pumili kung sino ang maging home learning facilitator ng mag-aaral. Dahil ang learner enrollment survey form ay nasa kanya at siya ang nakakakilala sa kanyang mga mag-aaral. Ito rin po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Paano malalaman kung sino ang magiging home learning facilitator? Malalaman kung sino ang magiging home learning facilitator or facilitators sa pamamagitan ng datos mula sa learner enrollment survey form ng mag-aaral. Ang LESF ay nasa tagapayo ng mag-aaral. Paano kung walang maari maging learning facilitator para sa mag-aaral? Pag-aralan ng mabuti ang datos at ang lugar kung nasaan ang mga mag-aaral nakatira at dito malalaman kung sino pa ang maari maging learning facilitator. Ito rin po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Maari po bang puntahan ng guro ang kanyang mag-aaral? Kung kinakailangan, maaring puntahan ng guro ang kanyang mag-aaral upang kumustahin ang kanyang mga ginagawa. Ito rin po ay nakapaloob sa DMCI 2020-00162. Kinakailangan ba ang Teachers Program para sa madali ang pagmonitor sa mga guro na kinakailangang gumawa ang mga principal at punong guro ng Teachers Program or activities? Ang Teachers Program po, hindi po ito yung Teachers Program kung nagkakaroon po tayo ng face-to-face. Ito po ay ang mga activities or mga gawain ng guro sa buong araw. Kinakailangan ba na nasa isang seksyon ang mga mag-aaral kahit hindi naman sila pumapasok sa paaralan? Kailangan pa rin na may section ang mga mag-aaral para sa mabilis at maayos na paggawa ng sanayang papel at pagbibigay ng pagkuha ng self-learning modules o sanayang papel. Kinakailangan ba magkaroon ng simulation o dry run ng klase? Kung sa tingin ay kinakailangan itong gawin upang maging maayos ang pagbubukas ng klase, binibigyan ang paaralan ng laya na gawin ito. Kinakailangan lamang na magkaroon ng permiso mula sa local IATF. Kinakailangan bang pumasok ang lahat ng guro sa paaralan sa pagbubukas ng klase ngayong August 24, 2020? Reviewin lang po natin ang mga naunang nailabas na mga memorandum ng civil service at DepEd. Para sa DepEd, meron po tayong DepEd Order number 11, Series of 2020 at DepEd Order number 34, Series of 2020. Gagawa ba ng sanayang papel ang mga guro kung mayroon ng modules? Kung kinakailangan at upang mas magamit ng mga bata ang kanilang oras sa pag-aaral habang nasa kanilang mga bahay, ito ay magiging pandagdag gawain ng mga mag-aaral. Maaari bang palitan ang learning modality ng bata? Kung sa tingin na hindi magiging matagumpay ang learning modality ng bata, maaari po itong palitan. Kinakailangan lamang na masusing pag-aaral dito. Ito po ay nakapaloob din sa DMCI 2020-00162. Mayroon na bang patnubay sa pagbibigay ng grado sa mga mag-aaral? Sa ngayon, ang DepEd Central Office ay mayroon na mga plano at gumagawa na ng patakaran para sa pagtatasa ng pagkatuto. Hintay lang muna tayo sa memorandum. Samantala, magbigay focus lang muna tayo sa maayos na pagbubukas ng klase sa August 24, 2020. Maaari po bang ayusin ang Learning Continuity Plan? Ang mga paaralan ay binibigyang laya na ayusin ang kani-kanilang mga LCP. Ang bawat paaralan ay dapat magkaroon ng contextualized and tool para sa pagpapatupad ng kanilang LCP. Narito naman po ang ilan mga activities ng Curriculum Implementation Division. Last August 10 to 11 ay nagkaroon po tayo ng virtual capability building for teacher broadcasters for TV-based instruction. Maraming salamat po sa mga sumali sa virtual capability building na ito mula Area 1 hanggang Area 5B. Narito po ang rationale ng activity na ito. The Department of Education, Leyte Division, will mainly employ distance learning through modular instruction as its modality of learning delivery, either print or digital. However, such can be blended with TV-based instruction as it is recognized that the teacher presence, though virtual, can still make a difference in the learner's motivation to learn amid pandemic, especially in case stages 1 and 2 where learners are more visual. This activity is a step of a fulfilling partnership between among PRTV 12, Tacloban City Division, and this division to plug key stages 1 and 2 video lessons on TV this school year 2020-2021, given free airtime that is 3 hours every Monday to Friday and 4 hours every Saturday and Sunday. A pre-recorded video lesson based on MELCs will be ultimately input needed for the program, which will be submitted a week before the schedule of the lessons. Mamaya po ipapakita ko po sa inyo ang inyong assignment kung kailan nyo isusumiti ang iyong output or ang video lessons na ginawa po ninyo. In the case of areas where there is no TV signals or cables, USB or the flash drive with video lessons copied in it can be distributed to the home learning facilitators. The said video shall be paired with activity sheets and worksheets for the learners to work on. At kasama rin po dito ay yung weekly home learning plan ng learner. Considering limited potential on TV broadcasting trained teachers, DepEd Leyte Division shall conduct this virtual training workshop. This is a trio commitment of the Curriculum Implementation Division CID, the Schools Governance Operations Division SGOD, and Palo National High School Special Program in Journalism. Nagpapasalamat po kami sa principal ng Palo National High School, Ma'am Estrelleta Morano, for allowing the teachers of Palo National to be the facilitator of this activity. Mamaya po magpapakita po si Mr. Ronel Boholano, yung ating ITO, ng sample TV-based lesson, okay? Na gagamitin po para sa pagbubukas ng klase. Here's the district schedule and learning area assignment on the development of TV-based lessons. For the meantime, ang gagawin muna dito ng guro ay gagawa muna siya ng lesson plan or DLL na i-convert niya into script. Mamaya, I'm going to give you the details of it. For the week 1, week 11, 21 at 31, ang tanawan po ay gagawa ng English para naman sa Filipino ang tanawan 3, para sa math ang paluwan, para sa science ang alang-alang 1. For week 2, week 12, week 22, 32, ang gagawa naman ito ng TV-based lessons sa English ay ang San Miguel, para sa Filipino ang Tolosa District, ang math ay ang Babatnon 1, ang science ang Babatnon 2. Para sa week 3, 13, 23 at 33, ang gagawa naman ng TV-based lessons dito ay ang Barugo 1, para sa Filipino Barugo 2, Kapuukan 1 para sa math, Kapuukan 2 para sa science. Maari po niyong kunan ng larawan ang schedule na ito na naka-flash sa inyong screen. Narito po ang continuation para sa asignaturang AP, IPAPA, TLE, MAPE at ESP. Halimbawa, para sa week 5, week 15, week 25 at 35, gagawa po ang Mayorga para sa AP, Cargarati para sa IPAPA at TLE, Burawid East para sa MAPE, Kalubian South para ESP. So sama-sama po tayo dito para makaproduce po tayo ng TV-based lessons. Narito po ang mas simplified na assignment per district at ang deadline of submission ng ginawa nilang DLL at converted into script. Okay? Halimbawa, for week 4, punta po tayo sa week 4. Ang gagawa po dito, ang grade level dito ay ang grade 5. Okay? Ang gagawa po para sa English TV lessons ay ang Dulag South, para sa Filipino, Dulag North, para sa Math, Dulag West, para sa Science, Dagami North, para sa AP, Dagami South, para sa IPAPA, TLE, Tabon-Tabon, para sa MAPE, Hulita, para sa La Paz, ang ESP. At isasubmit po nila ang kanilang ginawang material sa August 25, 2020. Okay? Balikan po natin sa week 1. Ang output po para sa week 1, grade 5 level po, ay sasubmit po ito sa August 16, 2020 para sa on week 2. Okay? Ang gagawin po natin dito ng TV lessons ay ang grade 4. August 18 ang submission. Para sa week 3, focus po tayo sa grade 6. Ang kanilang output ay sasubmit sa August 23. Para naman sa week 4, balik po tayo sa grade 5. Isasubmit po nila ang kanilang output on August 25. Para sa week 5, para sa grade 4 naman po nakafocus, ang sasubmit po nating output ay sa August 27, 2020. Maaari po nating kunan ang picture ang schedule na ito na naka-flash sa inyong screen. Hanggang week 10 ito at narito po ang continuation week 20. Sa week 20, halimbawa, ang gagawa natin ng TV lessons ay ang grade 4. Ang English, ang gagawa sa TV lessons ay ang Ilongos South. Sa Filipino, Ilongos North. Sa Math, Ilongos East. Sa Science, Hindang. Sa AP, Matalom North. Ang IPAPA TLE ay ang Matalom South. Ang MAPE ay Batu East. Para sa ESP, ang Batu West. At ang deadline of submission ng new material ay sa September 15, 2020 ang submission. Ang schedule po ito, narito po ang continuation ng assignment hanggang week 27 po tayo. Okay? So, halimbawa para sa week 23, nakafocus po ang mga nakalistang district dyan sa paggawa ng TV lessons para sa grade 4. Ang English, ang gagawa po nito ay ang Baruguan. Ang Barugo 2 ay sa Filipino. Ang Kapuukan 1 ay sa Math. Ang Kapuukan 2 ay sa Science. Ang Kargara ay sa AP. Ang Haro 3 ay sa IPAPA TLE. Ang Haro 1 ay sa MAPE. Ang Haro 2 ay ESP. Ang pagsumiti po na yung output ay sa September 15, 2020. Maari po niyong kunan ng larawan ang naka-flash na schedule sa inyong screen. Narito naman po ang ilang paalaala para sa ating mga teacher broadcasters. Una, inaasahan po na lahat ng teacher broadcasters natin ay mag-prepare ng LP o DLL at i-convert po ito into TV script. Tignan niyo po yung naka-assign na deadline of submission ng inyong DLL at LP at ang converted DLP at DLL into TV script. Submit to master teacher, senior high school, PSDS for content editing. Finalize the LP at DLL and script. Then submit through email to the education program supervisors in charge of the learning area for final QA ready for video shoot. Shooting will be done, teacher broadcaster as teacher in the video. Editing a video and packaging. Submit pre-recorded video to PRTV12 a week before the showing schedule. Then provide e-copy of videos to the districts to be forwarded to the schools. Ito po ay yung mga paaralan na hindi po maaabot ng PRTV12. Schools will copy the videos through USB or CDR. This depends on the availability of TV with USB port or CD player. As to the number of learners, either individual or cluster, provided health protocols shall at all times be followed. Distribute USB or CD with video recorded for the week to the learners with the corresponding modules or activity sheets. Kinakailangan pa rin natin dito ng activity sheets at of course yung weekly home learning plan. Then retrieve the materials, assess learning. Isa pong activity na ginawa ng ating division on the Curriculum Implementation Division ay ang distribution of the available ADM self-learning modules. Distribution of the soft copies was conducted last July 2, 2020 to July 29, 2020. As of August 9, 2020, mayroon na po tayong mga available na modules. Kindergarten, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 5, Grade 6, Grade 7, Grade 8, Grade 9 at Grade 10. Maaari po nating puntahan ang mga module na ito sa nakalagay na link sa inyong screen. Narito po ang bilang ng mga available ADM self-learning modules. Para sa kindergarten, meron po tayong 10. Para sa mother tongue, meron po tayong 22 para sa grade 2. Sa grade 3, 11. Sa Filipino, we have 7 for grade 2, 15 for grade 3, grade 4, 16, grade 5, 10, grade 6, 15. Para sa English, meron po tayong 5 para sa grade 2, grade 3 is 12, grade 4 is 7, grade 5 is 11, grade 4 is 3, grade 8 is 5. Para sa science, meron tayong grade 3, meron tayong 2, grade 5, 8, grade 4, 10, grade 7, 5, grade 8, 9, grade 10, 5. Para sa math, meron po tayong 20 para sa grade 3. Para sa ESP, meron po tayong 5 para sa grade 1. Grade 2, meron po tayong 7. Grade 3, meron po tayong 6. Grade 4, 4. Grade 5, 7. Grade 6, 3. Grade 7, 8. Grade 8, 11. Grade 10, 9. Para sa AP, meron po tayong 6 para sa grade 1. 8 para sa grade 2, 9 para sa grade 3, 8 for grade 5, 7 for grade 6, 6 for grade 7, 6 for grade 8, 6 for grade 9, at 5 for grade 10. Para sa music, meron tayong 4 for grade 1, 5 for grade 2, 4 for grade 3, 4 for grade 5, 4 for grade 6, 8 for grade 7. Para sa arts, meron tayong 4 for grade 1, 4 for grade 2, 4 for grade 8, 8 for grade 5, 8 for grade 7, 10 for grade 8. Para sa PE, meron tayong 3 for grade 1, 3 for grade 2, 4 for grade 3, 2 for grade 6, 4 for grade 7, 4 for grade 8. Para sa health, meron po tayong 3 for grade 1, 4 for grade 2, 4 for grade 3, 8 for grade 5, 4 for grade 6, 6 for grade 7, 7 for grade 8. Sa kasalukuyan, wala po tayong modules para sa TLA at EPUB at sa senior high schools mula grade 11 to grade 12. Para sa mga grade levels na walang modules, gagamit po tayo ng ating mga learning activity sheets, worksheets, at iba pang supplementary materials. Sa kasalukuyan ay mayroon pong ongoing contextualization ng kindergarten, grade 2, and grade 3 ADM self-learning modules. Distribution of these modules will be soon after the quality assured. Kasi po, ang mga modules na ito ay mula po sa central office na nasa lingwaheng Tagalog. Ito po ay ika-contextualize sa ating lingwahe, sa Waray at sa Cebuano. Narito po ang ilang mga paaralan na nagkaroon ng pilot ng distance learning. We have the Barugo 1 Central School, Modular Distance Learning Print at Digital. Nagpapasalamat po kami sa Barugo 1 District at sa kanilang supervisor. MDL Print TV-based lessons. Nagpapasalamat kami sa Dagami North Central School, MDL Print at Digital TV or RBI Audio Video Lessons. At nagpapasalamat po kami sa punong guro ng Granha Kalinawan National High School at sa guro o punong guro ng Tinambakan Elementary School at sa kanilang district supervisor ng Haro 2 para sa pagpapilot ng mga modalities na ito. Maraming salamat po. Ang education program specialist for us ay nagkaroon po sila ng portfolio assessment in preparation in the accreditation and equivalency readiness test last July 7, 2020. Ang ating senior high school coordinator ay nagkaroon ng teleconference of all public and private senior high school principals. Ang naging agenda po dito ay ang mga sumusunod. New DepEd policies in relation to senior high school work immersion. Ito po ay nakapaloob sa DepEd Memorandum Number 2020-00885. At ang mga initiatives in response to the pandemic relative to the implementation of senior high school program. For senior high school application, the deadline for submission of the requirements at application for additional senior high school track offering is on August 24, 2020 sa Division of Leyte. Please refer to DepEd Order Number 51, Series of 2015 for the requirements. Ito po ang hinihiling ng mga senior high school online data report, senior high school exit, senior high school enrollment for school year 2020-2021, the national certificate data or yung ating mga NC. Nagkaroon po ng pilot testing sa Parents Teaching Guide para po sa SPED. Ang pilot testing drawn Parents Insight on the use of Parents Teaching Guide. Parents will be the temporary teacher or learning facilitator to our SPED learners. Narito po ang isang response ng isang magulang. Maayo og nakasabot ko sa pamaagi sa DepEd og kaayahan sa akong anak. Magkakaroon po ng ALS Division Virtual Conference sa August 17, 2020. Ang objective po nito ay ang pagka-contextualize ng ALS Learning Continuity Plan. Ang participants po nito ay ang mga EPSAS, ALS Mobile Teachers at DALSES. Magkakaroon din po ng online blended capacity building activities for the implementation of ALS 2.0. Ang tentative dates po nito ay sometimes third quarter or fourth quarter of this year. Ito po ay nakapaloob sa DepEd Memo OM-OAGA-2020-0079. Ang participants po sa activity na ito ay ang Division L Supervisors or Focal Persons, Division Supervisors sa English, Science and Math, PSDSS, EPSAS, Selected Senior High Schools, Selected School Heads, Selected Formal Teachers, ALS Teachers, Instructional Managers. Ang areas 2B and 3 ay tapos na po sa kanilang last session on the learning activity sheets development. This week or next week ay magkakaroon ng patuloy na ALS last session on the development of learning activity sheets sa ilang area. Ang facilitator po nito ay ating mga EPSAS at ALS Master Teachers. Ang ALS SBM pilot schools identified by Central Office are required to prepare and track work financial plan for SBM pilot implementation. Orientation for the school heads of identified schools will be next week. Training of school heads for pilot SBM schools and ALS teachers will be conducted this third or fourth quarter. We're still waiting for the DepEd memo of all these activities. Ito po ang mga pilot schools ng ALS school-based management. For elementary, we have JP Olo Memorial Elementary School in Matalom, Leyte. For secondary, we have Palumpon National High School, Palumpon, Leyte. Nakapag-distribute na po ng ALS modules sa lahat po ng district. 100% na po. Ito po ang ALS advisory for temporary enrollment para sa ALS completers. Habang hinihintay ang resulta ng AERT, tatanggapin sa public schools bilang provisional data status ngayong school year 2020-2021 ang mga sumusunod. ALS Program Elementary Level Completers na mag-i-enroll sa grade 7. ALS Program Junior High School Level Completers na mag-i-enroll sa grade 11. Ang mga mag-i-enroll ay dapat magpakita ng Certificate of Program Completion na pirmado ng kanilang ALS teachers. A&E test para sa school year 2019-2020. Ayon sa Bureau of Education Assessment o BEA, hindi tuloy ang accreditation ng equivalency A&E test na nakaschedule ngayong taon para sa ALS program completers ng school year 2019-2020 at ng mga nakaraang taon dahil sa COVID-19 pandemic. Kaya, isasagawa ng ALS Task Force ang A&E Readiness Test or AERT sa huling bahagi ng third quarter ng 2020 bilang kapalit ng naudlot na A&E test ngayong taon. For non-completer at non-passer sa ALS, kung ang provisional enrollee ay hindi pumasa sa AERT, maaring mag-enroll muli sa ALS program upang ipagpatuloy ang kanilang pag-aaral at i-master ang kinakailangang competences. Para sa school year 2020-2021, ang ALS teachers ay inaasahan or inaatasan din na i-enroll muli ang mga mag-aaral na non-completer mula sa nakaraang school year gamit ang kinakailangang form. Para lang po sa Filipino, naglabas po ang Division Memorandum Number 332 Series of 2020. The online submission of the activity sheets or worksheets in Filipino grade 2 to grade 12 quarter 1 for school year 2020-2021. I-email lamang po ito sa filipino.leyte@deped.gov.ph at gamitin ang file name Filipino Q1 space grade level space school space at district. Halimbawa, Filipino Q1 space grade 2 space Malagitay ES space Tanawan 2. Mula po sa inyong mga isinabmit na mga activity sheets, worksheets, magkakaroon po ang Division of Leyte ng online kalupi. Ang online kalupi ay isang link sa internet ng mga ginawang activity sheets o worksheets ng mga guro sa Filipino mula grade 1 hanggang grade 12. Ang mga activity sheets o worksheets na ito ay nasa loob ng isang folder sa internet. Ang mga activity sheets o worksheets ay maaaring ma-download mula rito para magamit kung wala pa ang modules o bilang supplementary sa pag-aaral. Sa ngayon, hintay lang po muna tayo sa Division Memorandum at sa link na ibibigay namin. Maraming salamat po sa mga paaralan, mga Filipinong guro na nagsubmit na ng kanilang mga activity sheets, worksheets. Maraming salamat po. Ngayong taon po at ngayong buwan ay nagkakaroon po tayo ng pagdiriwang ng Buwan ng Wikang Pambansa na may tema ang mga wika ng kasaysayan, kasaysayan ng wika, ang mga katutubong wika sa maka-Filipinong bayanihan kontra pandemya. Naglabas po kami ng Division Memorandum Number kung saan inaasahan po namin doon na ang mga paaralan ay hinikayat na makiisa sa pagdiriwang na ito sa pamamagitan ng pag-post, pag-upload online ng mga sariling likhang tula, awit, sanaysay, poster, talumpati, mga kwento ng katatagan at iba pa na naayon sa tema gamit ang wikang Filipino. Gamitin lamang po natin sa ating pagpo-post sa Facebook ang hashtag na #Leyte Wikang Pambansa 2020. Bago po ako magtapos, narito po ang isang mensahe para sa atin ng ating kalihim sa edukasyon, Secretary Leonor M. Briones. We need to assure each other in the department that we are for each other and that we will hold each other's hands. Sama-sama po tayo sa pagbubukas ng klase, sama-sama po tayong labanan ang pandemya upang maibigay po natin ang kalidad na edukasyon para sa ating mga mag-aaral. Laging tandaan ang batang may handang isip, handa. Laging tandaan ang batang may handang isip, handa bukas, tiyak na matatamo ang dekalidad na edukasyon. Tara na, makilahok na sa tuloy-tuloy ng pagkatuto. Ako po ang iyong lingkod, Mauricio Medalla Catan. Maraming salamat po at ingat po tayong lahat.
So ayan. Thank you so much po, Sir Mauricio Catan. Now, Ma'am Karen, would you like me, Ma'am Karen, to...
Good day, everyone. For the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, please
I'll
allow
pay
me
yours
to
first, Ma'am Karen.
present to you one of the initiatives of our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Manuel Albanio, MICP version 3.0, or Managing Instruction and Curriculum During Pandemic, with the tagline, One Town, One Education System, One Province. To give you a brief summary, come opening of classes, DepEd Leyte is greatly challenged on how we'll be able to deliver our basic services to the field with the current situation that is besetting not only the country but the whole world as well. Most especially with the physical restrictions on travel imposed by the local IATF, which is tasked to ensure safety of the community. Our division is in a quandary on how to make sure that our teachers will be able to reach out to their learners and at the same time and make sure that none of them will be left behind. As an ancillary to the said situation, DepEd Leyte, we are also in a predicament on how to ensure that our learner will be safe from the threat of COVID-19 and at the same time reached by the services of our. Due to the situation, the Division of Leyte through Superintendent Manuel P. Albanio, with this strong partnership with the provincial government headed by Honorable Leopoldo Dominico Mic Alpitilla, together with the local government chief executives of the 40 municipalities of the province, will be implementing MICP version 3.0, Managing Instruction and Curriculum During Pandemic, with the tagline, One Town, One Education System, One Province. What is the specific objective? This project aims to ensure continuous delivery of services by the teachers to the learners by ensuring availability of teachers and learning resource material in a particular contiguous location anytime and all the time. Output. So, our plan is to pull all the teachers in a particular municipality will be pulled together to form one general pool of teachers to serve all learners. The parochial restrictions in school and district assignments of teachers shall be temporarily suspended to make sure that said teachers will be proportionately distributed to particular areas of assignment. So how we'll be able to do this? There's only one way, which is through the localization of all our teachers, meaning to say, all our teachers must be assigned in their particular municipality, regardless of currently whether now they are assigned in other municipalities. We will find ways and means on how to make the assignment possible to localize our teachers. So in the elementary level, of course, the main consideration will be the residence of his teachers together with the key stage level of training. So we'll also take consideration of the level of training. We don't want that to happen, that for a particular contiguous barangay or group of barangays, only teachers who are trained in key stage 1 to 3 will be manning the post. So we'll take consideration of also of the equal distribution of brains in that particular contiguous group of barangays. However, in the junior and senior high school, the main consideration for each group of teachers will be, of course, area of specialization by teacher to ensure proportionate representation of each subject area. Same principle, we don't want that to happen that in a particular group only a particular area of specialization will be delivered by the teacher. Teachers will then be under a school head or administrator who will be assigned in particular contiguous areas of assignment. Said areas of assignment shall be based primarily on the geographic location of vis-a-vis the residence of particular teachers. So our idea is wherever the teachers are residing, whether that barangay is within the scope or of that particular school, the teacher will be in charge of the learners, of all the learners in that particular barangay or group of barangays, regardless of whether or not those learners are enrolled in the school where the teacher is assigned. The group of teachers together with the assigned school head may not necessarily belong to one school only. Take note. It could be a combination of teachers from every school located in the municipality. Later in my presentation, I will hope to give you an illustrative example so that you will be able to somehow grasp what the office is trying to innovate and to make sure continuous delivery of services. Said teachers will then be given the respective areas of responsibility, which they can now visit regularly. Our important means of consideration is to make sure that there is a teacher present in a particular barangay or in a particular group of barangays, so that our parents will be able to seek assistance or even so-called first aid assistance from our teachers in cases they will have problems interpreting or about the lessons that will be given to their kids or to their. So please imagine this illustration. Municipality P has 20 barangays divided into 2 elementary districts and 4 junior and senior high schools. So barangay 1 to 10 is District A. They have the following data. They have 100 elementary teachers, 40 junior high school teachers, and 20 senior high school teachers, for a total of 160 teachers. For barangay 11 to 20, which we will call District B, they have the following data. They have 120 elementary teachers, 50 junior high school teachers, 30 senior high school teachers, for a total of 200 teachers. So this is very common in our municipalities. Multiple districts do not have the same number of teachers. So for the total number of teachers about the municipality is 360. The challenge is how we'll be able to equally and equitably distribute these teachers. So this is the statistics based on the figures given. So if you notice, 29%, which is a reality in our division. Most of the teachers are in the elementary are residing in the poblacion, and another bulk of teachers belong to which is 50%, presumptively belongs to District B. So the rest of the teachers are spread all over the other barangays. So if you remember, they have 2 junior high schools and 2 senior high schools. So for senior high school, secondary school 1, they have 31% number of teachers. For secondary school 2, 14%. For the other district, secondary high school A, 34% belongs to A, and 21% belongs to secondary school B. So this is the distribution of the secondary teachers per barangay. So please take note, again, the biggest slice of the pie belong to Poblacion with 23%. The others, the 14%, still belong to the other district, District B, which we will call Poblacion 2 for purposes of illustration, with 14%. The other teachers are distributed into the other 18 barangays. So, illustration. Say for example, for this is the map of the municipality. So we will recommend that the map will be divided, say for example, into 4 clusters. So all teachers who reside in this particular cluster will be pulled together. These teachers may not necessarily belong to the same district or the same secondary schools. For so long as they are residents of this cluster, they are in charge of the enrollees belonging to the barangays within this cluster for purposes of home visitation, for purposes of the distribution and retrieval of learning materials. This is to make sure that the teachers will not be, to say for example, if you are the teacher's advisor, the teacher is residing in this barangay, but the learners under the teacher's advisorship are residents of an extreme barangay, the teacher will no longer be traveling from this point to the other point every week to ensure delivery of learning resource and retrieval of learning materials. So if there are teachers here, they will take charge of all the learners belonging here. In the same manner, the teachers belonging to this cluster who are residing in this cluster, whether or not they belong to the same district or the same school, for so long as there are learners in this particular area, will take charge of all the learners in this particular area. I hope you get the point. So in effect, we will make sure that the travel of teachers will be limited to this particular area. We will also make sure that the day-to-day contact of teachers will be the data will be available for purposes of contact tracing, because they will be their movement will be limited to this particular barangays only. So it's another advantage. And the same principle applies to the all other clusters. Okay. So for cluster 1, as an example lang, this is cluster 1. So if you notice there are multiple colors here, it only means that these colors represent teachers that belong to different districts or different schools. Now our main objective is to make sure that in my example earlier in the map, cluster 1 will have members or teachers who do not necessarily belong to the same district. So it's more of a smorgasbord or whatever, however you will call it, for as long as they belong to the same contiguous cluster. For cluster 2, this is the illustration. Again, they will have a number of teachers who may not belong to the same district or the same. Okay. So with the aforementioned intervention, our division hopes to assure its learners and the stakeholders as well that its delivery of basic services to its clients will continue unhampered, because it will be able to implement home visitation to the learners. So it needs no further explanation, since the teachers are located in the same barangay as that of the learners. It would be very easy for the teachers, if in case a parent will need the assistance of a teachers, to visit the learners. On the side of the teachers also, it will be very advantageous, because the main consideration for their assignment shall be their place of residence, thereby ensuring safety, convenience, and unhampered travel to and fro their assigned areas. At the same time, the DepEd Leyte will also implement unified delivery of lessons at the municipality to ensure synchronized activities of schools. So this is a proposed schedule for a week. So for example, for purposes of economics, so that if in a municipality there are around 100, let's say for example there are 1,000 learners, for example lang, 1,000 learners in a municipality. If we will have a synchronized schedule for all specialization, that will entail the same number of learning materials. Say for example 1,000 sets of English materials. But if we will divide the schedule into 2 sets, So effectively, our cost will be cut by 50% because our intention is after set A, which will say for example for 1,000, we'll only be printing around 500 sets for set A and 500 sets for set B. After all of this will be the set A will be finished, they will just exchange their materials so that our local government unit will not be flooded with too much financial request that it may be in the near future it will not be realized because there are other financial considerations also of our local government units. We have to help them also budget the measly resources, most especially in the third and fourth class municipalities. So that's only a proposal. So our description, beneficiary, it will hope to benefit 345,920 learners, and the division office will target to give at least one ream of book paper each for each 345,920 learners. If one ream is equivalent to 200 pesos, the division of Leyte will look for a budget of around 80 million to ensure that 345,920 learners from August until December will have at least one ream of book paper as an initial assistance. So this is also a proposal. The division will seek the help of the local community through the respective local chief executives, specifically the Barangay Health Emergency Response Team of each barangay for the distribution and collection of the learning materials to ensure safety and accuracy. This is only a proposal because we have no problem with teachers who will be serving their own barangay because they will know the terrain and the learners and the stakeholders. But if in case a teacher will be assigned not in his or her own barangay, he will find it very difficult to look for the houses of the learners and the parents. So we'll be needing the help of the BHERT. The BHERT is specifically mentioned because of their training on how to handle how to disinfect, how to handle infectious materials, possible infectious materials. We need all the help that we can get, most especially taking consideration that members of the barangay team, the BHERT, are usually the parents of our learners. So we have to work hand in hand to make sure that the learning materials will reach our learners safe and secure. At the same time, comes retrieval time, our teachers will also be secured and safe with these materials coming from the different houses or the different barangays. Project sustainability, the Division of Leyte, of course, this is a team effort. The Curriculum and Instructions Division, or the CID, will provide technical assistance as to the different learning delivery modality and other considerations. A special mention to the CID chief, Ma'am Feli Espinosa, who is very supportive, and the education program supervisors who are more than willing to give the extra mile, to give the necessary assistance to our teachers and our administrators. The School Governance and Operations Division, also through the leadership of Dr. Rodelio Urbino, when special mention to Sir Rafi Anyuver, is also willing to give a helping hand to give us the necessary technical assistance to the teachers on how to operationalize this idea from the superintendent. And of course, the personnel unit will also be taking charge as regards the alignment to various civil service rules and regulations especially when it comes to placement of teachers and administrators, because please take note that uh, we will be embarking on a mission to assign our teachers in their locality, even though their actual assignment will be in other municipalities, because we'll be doing that. Anyway, there is a civil service guideline allowing us to do that for 1 year or 2 years. But the most important ingredient of this is we will be seeking the help of our local government units. We will be providing our teachers, the recipients of the Oplang Pagbalik, with memorandum of agreement for those who are not yet qualified to transfer, that temporarily they will be allowed to be assigned in their locality, and after hopefully this pandemic will be over and they have not yet qualified, they will be willing to go back to their original assignment. So that will be all. Maraming salamat po, and on a final note, our Bayanihan to Heal Act is the purpose is to ensure our commitment and unity, most especially in times of pandemic. As the tagline says, we heal as one. And for Leyte, please do note that being Leyteños, only someone from Leyte will help the people of Leyte, because taga Leyte po tayo. Maraming salamat po.
So ayan, thank you so much po Ma'am Karen and Sir Jones for that presentation. Now, we will be presenting po yung sinabi po ni Sir Mauricio Catan po kanina, yung example po ng yung sa video-based instruction na ginawa po ng mga teachers natin and students in Palo National High School. So, in a while po, hinahanap ko lang po yung specific file na hindi ko po matagpuan. Teka po, ito po ba yun? Or wait for a while. Dapat taga.
Good afternoon, kids. How are you today? I am your teacher, Jerry. Be with me as we learn a very helpful lesson that we make use in our day-to-day communication. Are you ready? Kids, I wanted to read with me the paragraphs flashed on your TV screen. As you read the sentences, look for two words that are combined into one word. Together, we read after the blank. The girls were halfway up the tree, and when the flood water hit it midway, they held on as tightly as they could. Reaching the hill crest, they saw the destruction made by the Buster Dam, including the trees and plants on the other hilltop. What are the combined words that you observed in the sentences? Halfway, floodwater, midway, hill crest, and hilltop. Correct! Those are two words combined into one. Which word in the first sentence means the same as halfway? Midway. Excellent! Now, which word in the second sentence is synonymous to hill crest? Hilltop. That is right. Now, halfway, floodwater, midway, hill crest, and hilltop. What are these words called? Yes, they are called compound words. Today, we will identify compound words in sentences, classify them according to their type, and infer the meaning of compound words based on given context clues. Before we start our lesson, I want you to get a paper and a ballpen for our activities. Shall we start? Notice the words that I will be presenting. We have the word ice and the word bird. We form iceberg. We have the word lips and stick. We form lipstick. We have the word star and the word fish. We form starfish. We have the word play and the word ground. We form playground. We have the word butter and we have the word fly. When we form them, we get butterfly. What do all of these lead words have in common? Haven't you guessed it yet? That's right. They are all made up of two separate smaller words. When two small words are combined into one big word, we call this a compound word. A compound word has its own special meaning, separate from the words used to make it. Separately, we have water and melon. Together, we have watermelon. Separately, we have snow and man. Combined, we have snowman. Compound words are either closed, open, or hyphenated. Closed compound words are written as one. Example, someone, seaplane, raincoats, and newspapers. Open compound words are written with space between words. Example, time zone, home port, mother tongue, hot dogs. Now hyphenated words are connected by a hyphen. Example, mother of pearl, son-in-law, passers-by, and name Holly. Now let's use some compound words in sentences. See if you can find any compound words. Sentence number 1. My bedroom is my favorite place in the house. Did you see any? Correct. Bedroom is a compound word. Sentence number 2. As I walked down the driveway, a dragonfly landed on my fingernail. Are there compound words in the sentence? Yes, these are driveway, dragonfly, and fingernail. Sentence number 3. Inside the farmhouse, the cowboy ate a cupcake. You're right. There are 4 compound words. Inside, farmhouse, cowboy, and cupcake. Now that you already know the concept of compound words, let us try this activity. Ready your paper and ballpen. This is what you're going to do. Read and understand the passage. Figure out the meaning of the underlying compound word by looking for its synonym. Write your answer in your notebook. Read with me the following paragraphs. Shall we start? Wristwatches became popular in the 1920s. The first ones to be used were self-winding. Then in the 1950s, battery-operated wristwatches were manufactured and sold in the market. Powered by quartz crystals, electronic watches of today vibrate in their natural frequency. There are also digital quartz watches that display time in numbers. Their battery is either LED, which stands for light-emitting diodes, or LCD for liquid crystal display. What kind of wristwatch do you use? Is it a self-winding one or electronic? Is it digital or the conventional one with the hour hand and a minute hand? Whichever it may be, watches and clocks are counting mechanisms that measure the passage of time and further help you follow your timetable. First sentence. You brought a new wristwatch which is similar to my 2-year-old timepiece. What is the word in the sentence that is synonymous to compound word wristwatch? What do you think is the answer? Yes, timepiece is the same as wristwatch. Let's go to the second sentence. The clock hands and numerals are luminous or light emitting, for they glow even in dark displays. Now, what is the word in the sentence that is synonymous to light emitting? You got it right. Luminous is the same as light emitting. Let's go to sentence number 3. Self-winding watches became popular in the 1920s, so did automatic clocks. In this sentence, self-winding is synonymous to? That's right. Self-winding and automatic are of the same meaning. Fourth sentence. The schedule of flights to the south is as tight as the timetable of sea trips. What is the word that is the same as timetable? What is your answer? Good. Schedule and timetable are synonymous. Fifth sentence. Celebrating a fiesta is a time-honored Filipino tradition that dates back as long-established Spanish culture centuries ago. What is the word that has the same meaning with the word time-honored? Correct. Time-honored and long-established are the same. This time, let us apply our knowledge on the types of compound words. I will present a series of compound words and you will classify if they fall under closed, open, or hyphenated compound words. In your notebook, write capital letter C if it is closed. Write capital letter O if it is open. And write capital letter H if it is hyphenated. After I give the word for each item, you will be given 5 seconds to answer. Are we now ready? Let us begin. First word, father-in-law. Second word, lunch break. Third word, driftwood. Fourth word, living room. Fifth word, trailblazer. Sixth word, up to date. Seventh word, grandmother. Eighth word, frontline. What is your score? I know you did well in the activity. Kids, you have learned that compound words are either open, closed, or hyphenated. With that, I am sure you are ready for the next activity. Get your module on inferring the meaning of compound words using context clues. Go to page 9. There is an assessment that you need to independently answer. When you're finished answering, contact the number of your teachers found in your instructional kit, or you can email or send via messenger or SMS. Today, we learned how to identify compound words in sentences. We also learned to classify them according to their type and infer the meaning of compound words based on given context clues. Kids, let us remember that knowing the concept of compounding is important, especially because we make use of these words in our daily communication with our classmates, friends, and family. I hope you enjoyed and learned from what we have discussed today. This is your teacher, Jerry, reminding you to embrace the new normal. Yes to learning. See you next time. Goodbye.
So now,
Yes, ma'am. Open forum na po tayo, ma'am. After that. Or
according to our ASTS Mama Nagbanag, maybe they could also write on the chat box.
yes po. I would like to request our participants po dito ngayon to type your questions if you have concerns in the Q&A po natin.
Well, Sir Ronaldo, we would like to say thank you. I know sa mga those participants who are here, our district supervisors, our elementary and secondary school heads, who have been very patient to join with us despite all the sometimes our technical difficulties. But then we would really like to say thank you so much for joining us today po sa ating second virtual division Convergence of Education Leaders. So if you have questions, you may type on the chat box for your questions. Nandito naman po yung mga focal persons and our key officials who are very much willing to answer your questions, giving us some technical assistance for the matter that you would like to raise up po.
Ma'am Karen, meron pong mga nagta-type sa Q&A pero ginawa pong attendance sheet yung chat box. So again po, we'd like to request po if you have questions and concerns, please type your questions po in the Q&A po na button found in your screen. Thank you.
This is yes, yes, I think Sir Ronaldo, walang question so far.
Yes ma'am, pero ma'am, we'd like also to inform our participants din pala na sa mga hindi po nakapanood ng full coverage kasi nawawala yung internet din nila, we will try to post this na lang po yung link ng video po na ito para po makita naman po ng ibang hindi po naka-join sa atin ngayon.
Yes, yes po. The same link naman po, sir, di ba, na nare-reflect natin sa memorandum. Right, Sir Ronel, no? The same link po.
Sorry. I was talking po, ma'am, tapos naka-mute pala.
Di ba the same link din, sir, na nag-reflect doon sa memorandum na release natin po, di ba?
Yes ma'am, for those who have attended po now, the same link lang po. Pero for those who have not attended po ma'am, mag-iiba po yata ng link. But we will be posting it po in their official area team sites na lang po.
Okay, so well understood na po yun, sir. So far, sir, parang walang questions. And we have with us our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Henrietta Tito Managbanang, to give us the closing message. Kasi parang walang questions po.
Ma'am Karen,
Yes,
Karen,
sir.
sorry, nakalimutan pala natin na medyo may delay po pala ng 2 minutes dun sa audience. Ngayon lang po pumasok yung ibang questions.
Okay, okay po. Sige po, shoot.
Meron pong questions, ma'am, dalawa. The first question po is from Ma'am Marita. Hindi ko lang po sure yung apelido niya. Sabi niya dito, Ma'am Karen, saan po tayo kukuha ng psychosocial topic para sa elementary? And the other one is, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Sige po.
So it's all about psychosocial support. Yes, I remember last January 2020, nagcapacitate po ako ng mga school heads ng DRM coordinators related to psychosocial support. In fact, nagbigay po ako ng manual, which is CEL manual, that is actually designed for secondary students. Pero if you look at the manual, you can tweak and change a little bit kasi most of the activities can also be done in the elementary students pa po. So marami po tayong mga kinapacitate, yung mga guidance counselors, they also have the copy. DRM coordinators, they have the copy. And if not po, wala kayong copy, I can send the soft copy to Sir Ronel po. Sa iyo po, Sir Ronel, maybe you could also help me para ma-disseminate natin and maibigay natin yung soft copy po sa mga teachers po na kailangan ng guidance for CEL manual because it's really very easy. Doon po makikita yung mga session guides po on how to conduct psychosocial interventions po sa mga bata at saka sa mga teachers po.
Sure po, Ma'am Karen. We will try to help you po kapag meron na po kaming link. Ma'am, another question po, Ma'am Karen. Marami pala to. Okay lang po ba, ma'am? Or how many questions po, ma'am, yung entertain natin, ma'am?
Anyway, if I can answer the question, our ASTS is with us and the education program supervisors kung align po sa curriculum and then others po.
Ito po, ma'am, isang question, ma'am, from Sir Fiel Baman po, Principal 1 po to ng Isabel District. Sabi niya, Ma'am, sir, can we have template for new teachers program or we just make the same program as of last year normal days?
Nandito po si ASTS po Managbanag.
Hello, Sir Ronel. Regarding the question, I think it was included in the very comprehensive updates from our Curriculum Implementation Division as to the suggestive class or teachers program. And I believe a link will be given, as you have mentioned earlier. So probably the school heads will be given this copy today. Did I satisfy the question?
Yes, po. Thank you so much, ma'am. May isang question pa po, ma'am. Is the Oplan pagbalik still open po pa po ba daw po?
Yeah, Oplan pagbalik actually that's the compassion project of our schools division office, and I believe it's, of course, we have to follow the provisions and the guidelines provided in DepEd Order number 22, series of 2013. And as soon as there will be natural vacancies, definitely we will be considering those qualified applicants for transfer in both elementary and secondary. So in my updates, we posted there for elementary, we're able to issue 2 batches already, and then for the junior high school, the first batch was already issued, and for the senior high school, it is now for issuance and for release. Kumbaga, it's coming soon.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, there's another question po, ma'am. If it's still okay.
It's still okay. Very much okay.
Ma'am, from Maria Maida Flores po, sabi po niya dito, ma'am, ask ko lang po, ma'am, if yung work arrangement pa rin po ba ang susundin sa school during the opening of classes? I'm not sure, ma'am, if ano yung work arrangement na sinasabi po niya, ma'am.
Oh yeah, with that question or concern, I would like to also advise to refer to and review the provisions on DepEd Order number 11 and 34, series of 2020. It's clear-cut provisions on the alternative work arrangement are still there. So far, we have no further issuance to repeal those. So as of the moment, DepEd Order 11 and 34 are still in effect.
Okay, thank you so much po, ma'am. Ma'am, meron pong isa din po dito. Just for clarification daw po, anonymous lang po siya, ma'am. Hindi po siya naglagay ng pangalan. PFA will be given on the first 2 weeks of the opening of classes or not? Thank you. Ano po ba yung PFA, ma'am?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Psychosocial first aid, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd like to redirect your question to our SOCMOB SEPS, Miss Karen Barril, a nurse of separate profession, because she made mention she's our regional resource person during the regional conduct of the professional learning and development virtual sessions, and I think she's the right authority to tell us, to inform us for this PFA conduct for the first 2 weeks of the school year. So Miss Karen is now on board. The PFA. Yes, Sir Ronel. What's about the PFA po, sir?
First 2 weeks na.
Yes, ma'am. Nagtatanong sila, ma'am, if yung PFA ba daw, ma'am, is on the first 2 weeks or hindi po ba? Or ano po ba yung specific na schedule, ma'am?
Actually, sir, I cannot remember the DepEd memorandum on this. I think that the calendar, school year calendar, it was reflected there on provision number 18 kung kailan po mag-start ang psychosocial support. I cannot remember if it's before the first day of classes, but then I think our regional director, Director Ramiro Biutico, is emphasizing that as much as possible, as soon as possible, mabigyan na po ng psychosocial support yung mga kabataan in preparation of the first day of classes po.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay po.
Ma'am Karen, so far, ma'am, yun na lang po yung last na question. Wala na pong question po na nag-appear.
All right. So I think if they still have questions, I know there are questions later on, they could just chat on the chat box and I think we will be answering that, di ba, Sir Ronel?
Yes, ma'am, we can po.
Yes, okay. So it's almost, I think, check your timepieces, is around 70 minutes past the of the hour 12, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 70 minutes past the hour of 12 noon. So we need, I think, physiological needs now kasi magla-lunch na. But we have with us, and we are very much fortunate that our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Henrietta Tito Managbanag, is with us to give us the opening message, closing message po. So let's give a round of applause doon sa inyong mga tahanan in your schools. Our ASDS, Dr. Henrietta Tito Managbanag po.
Thank you very much, Karen. So with our almost 2-hour second conduct of virtual Convergence of Education Leaders, it was indeed a very extensive one with the updates from the 3 functional divisions as well as the presentation of the new initiative of our SDO. So on behalf of the Schools Division of Leyte, allow me to extend our warmest and heartfelt gratitude to everyone who's in their respective schools and station listening to the updates, and may we hope that these updates will be your enablers or your vitamins, your nutrients to really sustain us and to really inspire us, to give us strategic direction, to give us focus, our pivot on our readiness as we look forward to the school opening for the school year 2020-2021. So as the mantra of our DepEd, handa isip, handa bukas, and with all the reports and with all the posts from our school leaders, and also as we go around during our on-site performance validation to the different schools and areas of Leyte, we were so glad and we're so grateful that with the technical assistance, the series of technical assistance that we have provided to all of them, virtual and physical platform of giving technical assistance, indeed, it could be manifested from their displays and bazaars that definitely and absolutely our learners, our teachers are more or less 14,000 teachers are ready for this school year to cater to the needs of our target clientele in our profession, our almost 345,000 learners from kindergarten to grade 12. And so with this, I say thank you, and also for the men and women behind of preparing for the second virtual conduct of Convergence of Education Leaders, that in spite of some of the technical glitches that still until now part of new normal, so we have already fully embraced that one. It's already expected, and we do hope to still feel your warm responses on our third virtual conduct of education leaders, hopefully after our school opening for the month of September. So let's hope for the best, and allow me to say again, thank you very much, and to God be the greatest glory. Daghang kayong salamat, may uto natong tanan.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am Karen.
Yes po, sir.
Ma'am, can I still play, ma'am, the one made by Sir Marvin?
Yes po, yes po.
Okay. Okay, I'll be playing it now po.
All right. Opo, mag-play yan? Saan ko sa i-play kang Marvin?
Mild to severe illness and appear 2 to 14 days after you are exposed. I am happy to give the closing remarks to this. Thank you very much. I am happy to give the closing remarks to this special event, the second virtual convergence of education leaders, second VCEL, in times of pandemic, and on the preparation of the opening of classes on August 24, 2020. We were privileged to hear the updates from the CID, SGOD, and from the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, and take part in the rich and highly relevant discussions on the opening of classes situation and impact of COVID-19 pandemic in the delivery of education to our learners. The division office is closely working with the Leyte Provincial Interagency Task Force for COVID-19 in terms of the health safety of teachers and learners to attain success in delivering our educational learning modalities during the opening of classes. Likewise, lobbying support from the local government units to provide assistance in terms of financial and manpower resources to help the school set effective and efficient and quality education despite of new normal education, which is home-based education. Let me start looking back to some of the implications of COVID-19 to a person who will get infected. Symptoms of coronavirus COVID-19. Know the symptoms of COVID-19, which include the following: cough, shortness of breath or difficulty of breathing, fever or chills, muscle or body ache, vomiting or diarrhea, and loss of taste or smell. Symptoms can range from mild to severe illness and appear 2 to 14 days after you are exposed to the virus that causes COVID-19. Once you get these symptoms, please seek help to your community healthcare provider for immediate health assistance. How can we avoid the possible infections of COVID-19? Number 1, wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds with water and soap. How long is 20 seconds? About as long as it takes to sing a happy birthday song. Wear a medical or cloth face mask that covers your mouth and nose. Face mask can block the respiratory droplets of people who may be asymptomatic or people who have the virus but have gone undiagnosed. Stay at least 1 meter away from the other people. Observe physical or social distancing. Number 4, don't touch your face, eyes, nose, or mouth when your hands are dirty. Number 5, don't go out if you're feeling sick or have any cold or flu symptoms. Number 6, cover your mouth with a tissue or the inside of your elbow whenever you sneeze or cough. Throw away any tissue you use right away. Clean any object you touch a lot. Use disinfectants on objects like phones, computers, and doorknobs. Nobody is exempted, whether you are the director, the schools division superintendent, assistant schools division superintendent, district supervisor, principal in charge, principal or school head, department head, or DepEd or school official. You are not exempted from being infected of the virus. Everyone is vulnerable. It is important to ensure our health safety because once we get infected of COVID-19, many will suffer, particularly the learners, their family, and the community where you serve. Learning continuity will also be affected. Hence, we need to be vigilant to fight the invisible enemy, the COVID-19. Follow health protocols and guidelines set by the Department of Health, government offices, or any facility that requires health measures in your respective municipalities, like presenting medical certificate, washing of hands, undergoing thermal scanning, submitting a health checklist form for possible contact tracing, and other requirements. These are all essential requirements to contain the possible spread of the virus. Obey and don't complain because these rules are set for the good of everyone. Observe the mandates of the Municipal Interagency Task Force and obey. They support the excessive effort of the LGU to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 in the community. The LGU spent a lot and even depleted its resources in order to ensure community safety. With this, we suggest to establish partnership with the local government unit, especially in the distribution and retrieval of learning materials in the home or learning hubs identified by the barangay. We request all schools to establish own health safety measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Provide health checkpoints in your own school where all that will enter the school will undergo thermal scanning, disinfection, and must register in the contact tracing book and reinforce washing facilities to ensure safety. The current pandemic has had a disruptive impact on education and on the lives of everyone. The impact of COVID-19 may be long-lasting. Timeliness and good start would be critical to meaningfully open the start of classes on August 24. We know that many challenges will come along the way, and this may require an immediate policy or operational response. The pandemic has shown us that we need to enhance our technical skills in using computers and high-tech gadgets to maximize the availability of modern technology, create attractive digital activities, fast access data collection, maximize social media platforms, and employ the new normal trends of participating webinars and virtual meetings in the internet, like what we have today, virtual Convergence education leaders meeting. Once the restrictions are gradually being lifted and limited face-to-face interactions will be allowed, it is very likely that some of the new practices will persist, and they may be more convenient for teachers and learners. The use of digital communication and cyber-based technologies by teachers and learners, hence the new normal in education. Finally, the division top management officials headed by our schools division superintendent, Dr. Manuel P. Albanio, are working closely together to strengthen our learning continuity plan, emergency roadmap to successfully deliver the opening of classes in August 24 and ensure the health safety of the school heads and teachers, our frontliners, who will deliver the continuity of education in more than 300,000 of learners enrolled for this school year 2020-2021 in the Division of Leyte. May this pandemic experience build educational insights in addressing new emerging needs and to further adapt the educational styles. More than ever, our objective is to identify the perfect solution to deliver the suitable learning modality in every essential learning competency required for each learner to attain the quality of education that the learner needs, cover the gaps, and identify the threats to reinforce technical assistance and operational response. Let us do this together, work together, fight together to face the challenges of classes in times of this pandemic. Let us be a solution rather than a problem. Thank you very much. Mabuhay ang Leyte Division.
Yes, thank you so much, our DRM coordinator, Sir Marvin Mister, for your closing message. And again, we would like to say thank you so much for being with us today, and happy lunchtime po. We'll see each other on the third virtual CEL po. Bye!